Little Johnny jokes. One day Johnny's ma'am asks the class, which part of the human body goes to heaven first? Susie said, well, it's our hands. We do all the good things with our hand, so they are bound to go to heaven first. Teacher says, very good. Anybody else? Rocky says, well, it's our heart. We think all the good things with our heart, so it's bound to go to heaven first. Teacher says, very good. Do you want to say something, Johnny? Johnny says, our legs go to heaven first. Teacher, not getting any clue, says, how comes it, Johnny? Johnny says, yesterday night, I was passing through my parents' room, and there was my mom, legs high in the air, screaming, oh God! I am coming. Dirty jokes. 7 wise men with knowledge so fine, created a pussy to their design. First was a butcher, with smart wit, using a knife, he gave it a slit. Second was a carpenter, strong and bold, with a hammer and chisel, he gave it a hole. Third was a tailor, tall and thin, by using red velvet, he lined it within. Fourth was a hunter, short and stout, with a piece of fox fur, he lined it without. Fifth was a fisherman, nasty as hell, threw in a fish and gave it a smell. Sixth was a preacher, whose name was McGee, he touched it and blessed it, and said it could pee. Last was a sailor, dirty little runt, he sucked it and fucked it, and called it a cunt. Sex jokes. Married to Jill, my last boyfriend said he fantasized about having 2 girls at once. Jill, most men do. What did you tell him? Trademark Mary, I said, if you can trademark T satisfy one woman, why would you want to piss off another one? Trademark. Sport jokes. It's Game 7 of the Stanley Cup final, and a man makes his way to his seat right at center ice. He sits down, noticing that the seat next to him is empty. He leans over and asks his neighbor if someone will be sitting there. No, says the neighbor. The seat is empty. This is incredible, said the man. Who in their right mind would have a seat like this for the Stanley Cup and not use it? The neighbor says, well, actually, the seat belongs to me. I was supposed to come with my wife, but she passed away. This is the first Stanley Cup we haven't been to together since we got married. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. That's terrible. But couldn't you find someone else, a friend or relative, or even a neighbor to take the seat? The man shakes his head. No, he says. They all at the funeral. School jokes. It's clear, said the teacher, that you haven't studied your geography. What's your excuse? Well, my dad says the world is changing every day. So I decided to wait until it settles down. Dirty jokes. A man named Jed went hunting near the border of Alabama and Georgia. When he was going back to his truck, a game warden came up to him and asked him what he had in the sack. 3 rabbits, Jed said. The warden said, let me see one of those rabbits. So Jed pulled out one of the rabbits. The warden stuck his finger in the rabbit's butthole, pulled it out, smelled it and said, this is a Georgia rabbit. Then the warden said, let me see your Georgia huntin' license. So Jed showed him. Then the warden said, let me see another one of those rabbits. So Jed pulled out another rabbit. Then the warden stuck his finger in the rabbit's bunghole, tasted it and said, this is a Alamba rabbit. Let me see your Alamba huntin' license. So Jed showed them to him. Then the warden said, where you from, boy? So Jed pulled his pants down and said, "You figure it out." Dirty jokes. A kid walks by his parents having sex, asks what's going on, and his mother tells him, "We are making fish sticks." The next day the kid says, "Mom, were you making fish sticks again?" And she says, "Why, yes, how did you know, honey?" And the kid replies, "Well, you have a little tartar sauce on your mouth." Dirty jokes. Two gays, Rupert and Cecil, are lying in bed together. Rupert starts rubbing Vaseline on his chest. Cecil asks, "What you doing?" Rupert said, "I read that Vaseline stimulates hair growth and I want a hairy chest." Cecil said, "Don't be fucking stupid, if that was true I would have a ponytail sticking out of my arse." Dirty jokes. A man goes into the hospital for a vasectomy. Before the procedure, a very attractive nurse comes in and takes his vitals, then tells him to take all of his clothes off. When he is fully undressed, she instructs him to lie down on the table. The man obeys. The nurse then takes all of her clothes off and climbs on top and has her way with him. Upon the completion of the act, the man catches his breath and asks what that was all about. The nurse informs the patient that studies have shown that before a vasectomy, if the man has an ejaculation, he will be more relaxed, and that the vasectomy is easier for the surgeon to locate and sever, thereby making the surgery safer, more efficient and quicker. The nurse then wheels the patient to the operating room. While they are going down the hall, the patient looks through a window to the right and sees 6 men in a room masturbating. Curious, the man asks, "What are they doing in there?" The nurse responds, "They are getting vasectomies too, but you have Blue Cross and they have Obamacare." Retirement jokes. The trouble with retirement is that you never get a day off. Abe Lemons.